Hi, my name is Dr. Fatima Williams. Today, I want to share something with you that I noticed after my years of working with leaders and people who are being promoted to more higher stakes roles, right? So, this is where you go from being an individual contributor, perhaps now you're having greater responsibilities over people and team management and leadership. You are more responsible for strategic initiatives in ways that are new for you and at an increased level of responsibility. And your visibility has changed within the organization and potentially within your industry, right? So, when I'm working with professionals who are making this transition to this next level role, there's something that I see that some of them miss in their negotiations. Okay, so I want to talk to you today about the number one most overlooked compensation request that you likely are not making during negotiations, but if you do so, would actually help to improve your successful transition to the new role that you have. Now, let me say this works for whether you're in an interim leadership role or this is a full role that you are taking on full time, right? Because you know that sometimes interim leadership roles they can last for a year, 2, 3 years until a full time and solid like replacement is found. And in that time, whether interim or settling into the new role, you need to know how you want to take on that role, how to adapt your skills in order to be able to manage the new levels of responsibilities and the higher stakes that are involved with this role. So, the number one most overlooked compensation request, I am not going to bury the lead here, is you likely are not requesting funds for professional development, specifically for coaching. Specifically for coaching, I recognize that for many people, the coaching services may actually be very new to you. If you have been an individual contributor, you have not managed teams, likely your professional development has been a workshop here or there. Potentially, you have had maybe a full day training or something like this, or maybe you've even gotten a certification. But coaching is distinct from that because it is either in a small group setting or one on one, allowing you to work through specific challenges that you may be having. Also, work through specific goals that you have as a growing leader and advancing leader. And it allows you to be strategic about what you want to accomplish moving forward. And so typically you'll see coaching for executive levels, you'll see coaching for those in administrative positions, and typically those who are starting to take on responsibilities, again, of more strategy, so strategic initiatives, taking on more responsibilities for people leadership and greater visibility within their organizations or within their industry. And so, why do I say this is the number one most overlooked compensation request? Because of a few things. It is actually more common than what you expect. Coaching is more common than what you expect. So, my point here is if you have not had this level of responsibility, some of the secrets of that next level of leadership may not be as known to you. And that's not a fault. It's just if you've not had to have this responsibility before, you would not know that these are things you could even ask for. And unfortunately, supervisors that you have, or even people who are promoting you to new roles or hiring you into a new organization, they may not suggest it to you. And I don't think this is always because of bad intention. It's just they're not thinking about it because that's not really perhaps under their responsibility. They're thinking about how to get you into the role, how to get you set up into the seat, and being able to do work on day one. Right. And so I want to illuminate this for you. One of the secrets of leadership and leadership advancement is being able to work with an executive coach or a leadership coach. Right. And so we go by different kinds of titles, but that coaching that allows you to have that intimate support around your goals and strategic initiatives for where you're going. Now, again, this is a norm. This coaching is a norm in all industries, whether you're nonprofit, higher education, business, technology. At a certain point, a few things happen. Mentorship becomes fewer and far between, or your mentors are really to help you with sort of higher level things to see deeply in your industry, or to help you to kind of chart new course in your organization. But the coach is there to help you to implement things that you're learning either from your mentors, from certification programs that you're taking, from conversations that you're having in your organization, in your field. The coach is there to help pull out, draw out of you those key messages, key learnings, and then help you to see how to strategically put them together to implement them in a way that works for you and for your role. And so you can see this can be something that's a bit more intimate. So when you're looking at coaches, you want to choose someone who's value aligned, and who can help you in your work to go where you're trying to go. So the other piece here is that the skills that made you effective in your previous role is what got you noticed and allowed you to have demonstrated skill that an organization would say, yes, we think that she or he would be a great add and value into this role. However, those skills will not likely serve you at new levels of leadership. Why? Because again, you're managing people in new ways, you're leading people and teams in new ways, requires a different level of skill set around managing larger stakes collaboration, managing larger stakes galvanizing of teams to do work around a shared goal. All of these things require new skill sets, new people skill sets, right? And so while in your previous role, you may have been very much demonstrated your responsibility levels and capability levels around the work and the implementation, this next level of leadership is really asking something different of your skill set. Okay. So the other piece that I want to say is that you don't actually have to go this process alone. Think of a coach as a strategic thought partner. They're not telling you what to do, right? They are also not really giving you advice on what you should be doing. What they're really helping you to do is see how to implement of what you are learning. They help to illuminate blind spots for you. So sometimes in your work setting, your boss, your supervisor may have their hands tied about the kinds of advice they can really give you or the kinds of feedback that they can give you. For example, they may not be as comfortable to give you some of the personality level feedback or leadership leadership style feedback that you may need to be successful. When you're in a coaching environment, you're working on assessments. Your coach is also tracking with you about where you say your goals are and where your challenges have been. And they're able to give you this objective feedback so that then you can decide how you want to use it. But the coach supports you in doing that. So there's a lot of reasons why coaching becomes important and a valuable resource for the transitioning leader, specifically to when stakes are higher and you're not able to look to your direct reports for the kinds of feedback that you need. You need a bit of distance from that. Yes, you want to get feedback from them, but it's not a peer-to-peer relationship anymore. And so you may need to reserve some of your feedback and your critical inputs for someone who's able to give you a bit more depth of sight on how you're moving forward and where your blind spots may be in a way that a direct report might not feel comfortable to do so because they're not sure what kinds of repercussions there may be for giving you true critical feedback. So, again, and excuse me, I want you to know about this most overlooked compensation request because the other caveat here is you actually don't have to fully fund your professional development yourself. Typically, organizations, companies have professional development funds that are set aside for people that are working on their teams and leading their teams, right? So if there's professional development funds available, you want to be asking for those in order to, one, reduce your personal out-of-pocket cost for them. Again, this is not unheard of. You may not have done it before. So often I'm working with new leaders or emerging leaders who are unfamiliar with this as a way of being able to support their growth. They see it as, well, I don't want to ask someone to do this for me. No, what you are requesting are resources to help you to do the job that you're being asked to do, and do it efficiently and effectively with the body of resources that are available to you. I've had some clients say, well, I don't want to go in and seem to be begging for money. Oh, no, no, no. This is not you begging for money. This is saying, in my toolkit, in my leadership toolkit, if I am going to advance to this level that you're asking and to deliver the kinds of results and outcomes that you want, I'm going to need to sharpen my skill set to do that. There's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. It is you saying, I am growing, I am advancing, and rather than DIY this on my own, I want to get the feedback and resources that I need to move forward efficiently and effectively. And really, it's creating a win win win. Okay, so a win for you, a win for your organization, and a win for your constituents. So, what can you expect? Here, I want to recap for you a little bit why we're doing this video. It is to illuminate for you the number one most overlooked compensation request that you may not be asking for at the point of promotion that is available to you, and that is requesting support for executive coaching, leadership coaching. Right. And so if you're wondering, why are you requesting these funds? It is to help you to meet the deliverables that you have at this new level of leadership, where you're taking on likely more people management and team leadership. You are likely taking on more strategic initiatives, and your visibility is increasing within your organization or in the industry. And so there's some new skill sets that you need to sharpen to be able to meet not only the challenges, but the opportunities that this level of leadership is affording you, and what is being asked of you to deliver and to do. Right. And so you want to be sure to just remember, normalize that this is something that executives, administrators, senior and level leaders, and even mid-level leaders are requesting funds to be able to support their professional growth. It is a win for your organization that you be well equipped to do what they're asking you to do. No one wants you to struggle in silence. In fact, they want you to be able to do your work effectively so you can move through it, and get to those results on the timelines and deadlines that you all have set. So, in this recap, be sure that you are requesting those funds for coaching support, and being sure that you are presenting with your request for funds why this is necessary to create this triple win that we're talking about. Win for you to excel, win for the organization to get their outcomes, and win for your constituents to be served well. You can expect, and the numbers range on this, but coaching, especially at the mid and senior career level, can really begin anywhere around $5,000. It's a little bit low, it's on the lower end, but $5,000 up to $30,000 and up, depending on either the format of the coaching or the duration of the coaching. So these are, very typical kind of ranges for coaching. And so the numbers may be new to you, but they're not new to either your HR, and likely not new to any supervisor or boss that you would be requesting these funds from. So I hope this helps, and let me know, have you requested coaching funds in the past, and is this something that you would do in the future should you be in promotion space, and what you see as barriers? What might for you feel like a barrier to requesting this kind of support?